Take 3.
My goodness, Facebook.
So we switch phones, so hopefully that helps. But
Yeah.
So if you jump back on, some of this might be repeat to you, and we apologize. But for whatever reason, Facebook keeps crashing on Kelsey's phone. Might have nothing to do with her not deleting anything on her phone.
Cheers! It's Wednesday.
Hey Jordan, thanks for never giving up on us.
I know.
Seriously. Take 3. Here we go. So we were talking about early mornings, why it's important to get up. I was just stating that Kelsey had found that getting up early, 5 a.m., is really critical. And it is to be a little selfish with your own time, because that's the one time of the day that she has found that she gets to be selfish with her time, because it's before the rest of the world starts making these demands.
You getting
of her.
texts from your family, getting texts from friends, your husband, your kids are awake. Like, it's the one time that the house is quiet, that you can really focus in on you. And so I always wake up 5 a.m., get my energized, get my workout clothes on. I focus on gratitude, and I focus on the goals, where I'm heading, my vision of like the best version of Kelsey. And then I'll head downstairs, I'll get my workout in, and then I'll do whatever personal development that I feel like I need at the time to just continually working on me. And so I do all that before the kids get up, and it just sets the tone for the day. You always hear that like Monday sets the tone for the week. Well, I really believe that your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day and the mindset that you're gonna have and develop. So that's what I do first thing in the morning, and I really do believe in that. So when I said yes to this opportunity, I was working full time as an RN, and so I was working 12-hour shifts, so I had to get creative on how I was going to fit this coaching thing in. And so I did a lot of planning. So let's say I worked, a Tuesday at 7 a.m. I would really get specific on Monday on what things I wanted to post to social media, so I could copy and paste. Literally, I would type up my post in the note section of my phone, and I would already have my photo ready or an idea of what I wanted my photo to look like. So all I had to do was take it in the morning and then copy paste from my note section, paste it into Instagram or paste it into Facebook, and then post. So that way it was posted, and I would be really intentional. Like, I was telling you that in the morning I read. Well, when I worked at 7 a.m., I would literally wake up, work out, and get ready. And then I would listen to my personal development on my drive to work. And so that's what we talk about a lot of the times when you're starting and you're doing this, fitting this business in part-time when you're already so crazy busy, is what are the things that you can multitask and still get out of what you need to. So like driving, you can drive and listen, because we drive and we listen to music, right? So let's just switch that and listen to something that's positive, encouraging, and motivating while we're in the drive to work. Also while you're folding laundry, while you're cooking. So
if I can just make a side note what a time to listen to some positive, uplifting personal development when you're about to head into a place that most people drains.
Yeah.
Your work environment.
Right.
And so nothing better than to get your mind right before you head in and have to take on the day, and get your positive attitude in the right space before you do that. And I just think that's a great time to listen to your personal development, to listen to something other than talk radio or news or whatever. So just my side note there.
For sure. So then I'd get to work and I would completely go into work mode, right? I was a nurse, so I had to be working. And so then when I would take my break for, my lunch, while everyone else was headed to the cafeteria, I really focused on where I was headed long term. You have to, in a business like this, just like in your fitness goals, like you can't just think short term, because if you do, you're going to give up on your goals, right? If you just think about today, you're not going to see the scale move. You're not after
you're going to try it for a week. It's
after
work out.
After eating one salad or working out once, you're not going to lose 10 pounds. Like, you have to have that long-term vision, knowing that 2 pounds a week, being really consistent is what you're going to see. So it's going to take probably 2 months to hit that 10-pound marker, right? And so in the business, like flipping that, I had to really think long term, like what my life could be like, what my life will look like when I stay laser focused on this. So I would take myself away from the rest of the gang that was having lunch, and I'd go down to the cafeteria, and I had a 30-minute lunch break. So I would scarf down my food really fast that I brought, and I would sit there and I'd go, okay, what are the activities that I can do that's going to move the needle in my business to be able to help the most amount of people? That way I'm spending my time wisely, because I noticed that while I was starting, there was other people starting, and they were like, oh, I just sit there and scroll the news feed, or I just look for inspiration. What, you spend 20 minutes getting inspired? Like, that's a waste of time. And so I had to identify that right away, that I wasn't going to get stuck just scrolling the feed. I had to do something in that little bit of time that was actually going to move my business forward and help people at the same time. And so I would do that. I would do that in my lunch hour. Then I'd go back to work and I would be fully focused on nursing. I would leave my job again, listen to personal development on my drive home. I had about a 20-30 minute commute, and I would listen more to personal development. I would get home before kids. I would spend time with you. And then there were lots of evenings that I would say, Dean, we have a team call tonight, I'm going to step away for like an hour and focus in on this. And I think in the beginning, and you can probably like say to this, but I had to be very specific on why I wanted to do this and how it was going to be done. I couldn't just tell him what I was doing, because to him it was just like, that's cute, that little side thing you're doing, that's cute. Like, what a waste of time is what you were thinking. But once I really shared why I wanted to do it, and then the roadmap to getting there, then you seeing me actually stick to it, I think inspired you to go, okay, she's not full of it. She's going to make something of this.
Yeah, and by doing that, it kind of painted the vision for me that, and she didn't come out and say this necessarily, but this is how I received it, is if I could put in a couple years of hard work to make a several $100,000 income, would it be worth it? Would it be worth the time if I could hand you this, if you put in a year and a half, 2 years of hard work and worked in the cracks of your time, kind of like you would a side job? Would it be worth it, instead of going back to school for 4 years on part-time? Instead of doing that, if you went back to school in the business and someone could hand you a couple $100,000 a year income because you built this the last couple of years, would it be worth it? That's how I received it. And I was like, heck yes. Do the team calls that you need to do the personal development you need to do. Because to me, it was worth it. I couldn't see the whole staircase, but I knew that it was going to be, and just like any other business, it's built with one step at a time. You don't start out huge. You start out small. Social media, small. But I could see that vision early on. And if you can see that vision, if someone came to you tomorrow and said, hey, would you sacrifice part-time 2 years of your life to make $250,000 for however long you wanted to the rest of your life? Would you say, would you put in 2 years of work? That's what was said to me in a roundabout way, but I could see that vision.
Yeah.
And to me, it was absolutely worth it.
And at that time, I had applied for nurse practitioner school, and I declined that because I knew that I wanted more freedom and flexibility in my schedule. And I knew that if I was going to go back and work really hard to get my master's degree, that I was still going to be stuck working for somebody else in their hours. I was going to still have to request PTO. I still might have to work some holidays and some weekends, depending on where I worked.
I think it was the what if that killed you.
And I seen this other opportunity, and I'm like, well, to go back to school to become a nurse practitioner, I'm still going to have to put in part-time hours to study, to show up to clinicals. I'm still going to have to show up. The difference is, if I put in that work now towards growing my business, the same amount of time, my income is whatever I decide it to be versus what everybody else decides it to be. It's how much time do I want to put into it versus how much time are they making me put into it. And I think for me, I liked having that piece of control and that piece of flexibility and choice and opportunity that I didn't get with the other. And so I shared that with you. So
I think back to the you decide the income you want to make is, for me and you, we did a really good job in the year during our review. If we did a good job every year, we got a maybe 2 to 3% raise, 4% if it was a really good year for the company. This year, I was looking back at 2018 in our books, and we received a 64% income from the year before. We've never received that sort of income bump in corporate America.
Yeah, it's usually like 2%.
It's usually 2 or 3%.
Not 64%.
That's the average. We had a 64% increase. So that's monumental for us. And I think back to Kelsey's story of the nurse practitioner. I think she had it in the back of her mind, like, well, what if I gave this up and went back to school and took the route of nurse practitioner? I would always say, well, what if I wouldn't have done that?
Yeah.
What if I would have stayed with this? What would have been the potential of it?
Right.
What could we have grown that to be? We could have grown that to be $1 million business one day.
Right.
And then I chose to go back to school. And I think that's what kept you going.
So that's the opportunity that you have in front of you, is like, are you willing to sacrifice part-time hours in the beginning to develop something huge in 2, 3, 4 years from now? Because you have the same opportunity that I have. And I think what's really cool is that you get to pick the pockets of time that work for you. I know a lot of our, new coaches start working 5 days a week, normal 40-hour week. Some are working way more than that, and they're getting up early, they're working over their lunch, and they're working after the kids go to bed. And they're doing that, I would say, at least 5 days a week to be able to build this to what they want it to be. And so it's going to look a little bit different. If you're a stay-at-home mom, the hours are probably going to look pretty similar, except for it's maybe not your lunch hour, but it's nap time hours, so it's going to be early morning nap time hours and after the kids go to bed. So it looks a little bit the same, because to me, a stay-at-home mom is still, you're just working with your kids. But if you're working full-time, it's those hours, and just utilizing those drive times to be getting in your personal development, folding laundry, cooking dinner, doing your makeup, things like that you can utilize that time to do those sorts of things. So there's really 4 things that we do as coaches consistently, over and over and over. 1, it always begins with working on yourself. Committing to a workout program, committing to, eating healthier, getting on a nutrition plan that's sustainable for a lifetime. It's really just feeling better yourself. And then the second piece of that is paying it forward. And you're doing that, you're paying it forward on your social media, you're paying that forward one-on-one messaging, you're paying that forward in your, your boot camps, your online boot camps that you'll run together with me in the beginning. We'll co-host them together. And then the other piece of it is just recognizing people and recognizing their success. And that's what we do. Like, how cool is it to get paid to work on yourself and help other people do
It's actually a really simple formula.
Yeah.
Do enough to get yourself healthier and get results. Help other people get the same results. Share that and see success. That's really the formula that is with this. And it comes, we've built this for the past, the first 3 years, it was part-time. Part-time when we weren't working our full-time jobs, we were working on the side with this, building it on the side, little bit by little bit by little bit. We built this bridge to where we are today. But it's just, I always think back to what I told myself. If you could make a 6-figure income and you had to sacrifice a few hours a night, a couple hours in the morning for a couple years going part-time, kind of like you would go back to school, would you do it? And I always answered yes, I would.
Yeah.
And because of that, we are where we are today. Both of us do this full-time. Both of us love doing it full-time. And we create our own schedule because of that. And would I do it again? Absolutely.
And when you say full-time, I think that can be a we make more than a full-time income, but we don't work the typical 8 to 5 hours. Literally, our girls are Mother's Day out.
I say that as this is my sole job.
This is our job. Yep. Yeah. And we have our girls on a Mother's Day Out program in the morning, and then we do work a couple evenings. We get on calls and we work with our new coaches, we work with our leaders, we work with our team, so that they're not just left in the dust. So don't feel like you're going to get in this and go, Okay, now what, Kelsey and Dean? Because we help you.
That's the portion I was talking about at the formula, help enough other people see results.
Yeah, because we help you get there. So, yeah, that's the day in the life, and we're really excited. Let us know if you have like specific questions on that. But again, go back to my Instagram as I take you through. The girls are napping, so I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna do some work, and I will be sharing exactly what I'm doing in that time until they wake up. And then Dean and Ruby, I think you guys are going out to shovel.
We're gonna shovel the driveway.
Shovel snow. We got a bunch of snow and ice last night. So.
Yep.
All right.
Ruby's gonna. Well, I'm gonna play and probably build a snowman, and Ruby's gonna shovel. So. Hey, and FYI,
yeah.
Facebook didn't crash on my phone.
I know, you have the better phone apparently.
Just kidding. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you later.